Testing. Testing. 1, 2. I wonder how long this delay is. I'm watching my live here. Oh, wow. It's a good bit. Like 30 seconds. A good 30 seconds delay. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Sorry I don't have a more well-composed shot here, but this is just my camera that's on my laptop, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. I hope you can hear me. Hope this microphone is on and working and not the... I sound far away? It always does that. Let me see. Check. Check. It's echoey? Well, I don't want it to echo. Let me see here. Testing. Testing. 1, 2, testing. How's that? Check. 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 Is that good? Is that better? Good? Is there still an echo by any chance? I gotta wait 30 seconds to see your answers. Good? Good? Okay. I hope it sounds good. If it's nice and buttery and my voice is deep and sultry, then we're using the correct microphone and not my laptop microphone. Well, all right. So, first of all, happy Valentine's Day. Second of all, sorry we didn't do one of these last week. I'm still kind of I'm not even getting used to it yet. I'm still trying to figure out doing the new Wednesday lives, Q&A stuff. So bear with me. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I need some background music. Please hold. Probably need to turn it down too. Probably be loud. It's not too loud. All right, sweet. Can y'all hear the music? Seems to be. Anyways, so in terms of announcements, don't have very many announcements. First of all, the Frank Frazetta Kickstarter has concluded. Thank you so much to everybody that participated and backed it. As always, I am so thankful and blessed that I get to draw playing cards for a living. And I'm so thankful and blessed that I have continued to be able to do that for more than 10 years, which is by far the absolute longest I've done anything for a continuous time period in my life, for sure. So I'm very thankful for that. As always, there's going to be a 2-week waiting period process as it processes, and then we'll send out the backer kit invites after that period. The biggest news, well, I will say this. Let me just back up a little bit. I'm currently working on the last court card for the Return of the King, the Lord of the Rings Kickstarter, which so happens to be the Jack of Spades, which is Samwise Gamgee, the true hero of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Samwise Gamgee carrying Frodo Baggins up Mount Doom. So it's a super sweet card. I was excited to end the epic that was creating all these court cards on this card specifically, just because I think it's a pretty epic card in terms of Sam being the true hero. the true hero. Uh, I just got back to the comments. So super excited about that. For the Lord of the Rings playing card project on Kickstarter, we're shooting to launch that in April. Hopefully in early April is when we're shooting to launch that. But we haven't necessarily solidified a non-tentative date. And you know I like the word tentative, so I'm going to use that all the time. If you have any questions, by the way, type them in the chat. I'm reading the chat right here. But we'll have a Q&A time after the things. The biggest news so far for today is that not this week, but next week on the 23rd, we're shooting for the 23rd, which is my birthday, by the way. The 23rd of February. We are shooting for the 23rd of February for us to launch the reawakening of the Maduro playing card Kickstarter on Kickstarter. And so we're excited about that. We have lots of great stuff and products that we have put together for this Maduro project. And like I said last year when we talked about cutting back on the subscriptions, is that this is a great example of when I originally did the Maduro project, I wanted to do some things specifically with like foiling and stuff on the cards that at the time, which it was 2018, man, time flies. It was 2018 when we did the original Maduro project. We just didn't have the technical capabilities of doing this, like the foiling and stuff on the cards. But now we do. So we have two gloriously, deliciously awesome editions, a silver edition and gold edition, which are going to have copious amounts of foiling on both the card fronts, the court cards, index cards, and also the back designs. We are also, so we have the two standard editions, gold and silver. We are also going to have two gilded editions, both gold and silver editions, that will come in the new and improved gold and silver edition single deck cigar boxes. I illustrated a brand new tax stamp seal to go around the cigar box like traditionally they had, and they're awesome. They're going to be awesome. I'm also excited about, and this is definitely one of those things that we didn't do originally, but I wanted to do, but we're doing now. We've created a dope. We created a dope 12-deck cigar box, brick box that holds 12 decks, and it's fabulous. It looks awesome, and it's 2 rows of 3 for 6, 2 levels of 6, and it's supposed to look like a cigar box, and inside you have the cigar decks, so it looks like a box of cigars, and it looks exactly like I wanted it to look, and it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be available as well. And on top of that, as a lot of people have asked, there is also going to be a foiled, double-sided Maduro jigsaw puzzle that is also in a cigar box, and it looks awesome. Tim, we did the card faces for the front with the foiling and the dealer coin. And Tim put together this incredible photo shoot of just like some of the cards and these vintage poker chips he found, a glass of the Edge of the Gizzard whiskey. It looks awesome. And it's going to be a great puzzle. So, and then finally, well, not finally, We're also going to have an antique gold and antique silver dealer coin, an antique gold and antique silver dealer coin, so 2 dealer coins to match the gold edition and silver edition. And then finally, we're going to have, which we haven't done before and which we didn't do the first time, we're going to have a gold edition and a silver edition legacy edition of the Maduro deck that we are going to inlay one of the 2-inch dealer coins into the black walnut box, and also have a silver and gold metallic foil tax stamp on the box that will mirror the tax stamp that's on the cigar boxes. And everything's going to be legit. So just to recap, we're going to have standard gold and silver decks, which the standard decks will be the standard decks will be $14. The gilded decks that will come in the single deck card boxes with the tax stamp seal, those are going to be $36, like the original Kickstarter. And then we're going to have the brick box that comes with. We haven't decided how we're gonna package the brick box yet. Whether it's gonna be where we give you a choice where you get 12 silvers, 12 golds, or 6 silvers and 6 golds. We're not sure yet. I'm leaning towards you buy a brick box and you get 6 silver and 6 gold. That's the way I'm leaning. So I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided if we're going to, I know people have been asking this, I haven't decided if we're going to allow selling the brick box by itself, at least in the Kickstarter. We may do that after the fact. I don't, part of me, my gut says not to muddy up the waters with like shipping and the packages and the reward tiers, trying to figure out how to offer the brick box itself without any decks in it. But I will say that we most likely, if we don't offer it by itself empty during the Kickstarter project, we more than likely will more than likely offer it post Kickstarter on the website as just like a storage box that you can buy. So if you're one of those people that want to buy a few of the cigar boxes a la carte, then you will. I'm saying 95% sure that you're going to have an opportunity to do that, whether that's in the Kickstarter or after. The dealer coins are going to be inlaid into the box. So we're going to get a 2-inch mortise bit and drill into the top of the legacy box a little bit and inlay and epoxy the dealer coin into the case. So it's not coming out. So it's not coming out of the case, if that's what you're asking. So we got the standards, the gildeds, the brick box, the puzzle, the dealer coin, and the 2 legacy editions. And we are going to be trying something. We're trying to tweak how we do everything. And this new year has been proving very successful, and kind of my plan for this year has thankfully been working as I hoped and as I hoped it would. And we're getting great response from everybody for the Kickstarters that we're doing, and also we're getting great response on the products that we're creating for those. And we're continually tweaking that. And for the Maduro Kickstarter, we're trying something new that we haven't done before, and I've seen a few other designers do it, and I think it's pretty cool and interesting. What we're hoping to do with this Maduro Kickstarter project is offer everything from day one. The standards, the gildeds, the brick box, the puzzle, the legacy decks, everything from day one from the project. And the thing that we're trying that's new is we're going to have an all-you-can-eat, all-in-one tier that if you want one of everything, that you're going to have that from day one as a tier from day one. And then the one change that we're tweaking as well, not only having the all-in-one tier, is we're going to we've had short projects before, but a normal Kickstarter would be like 30 days. We're going to compress it into like 15 to 20 days. So around there, we're going to be offering everything up front, and we're going to be shortening it so that we don't have kind of the thing of like, we start a project, we offer everything, and then it's just kind of dead, dead for a long period of time. I'm not a big fan of stretch goals. I've been there, done that. I think it's very difficult. And it's also, I think there's it makes things a lot more complicated when you have stretch goals. I would rather just and also I feel like that sometimes stretch goals are things that you want to do. And if you don't, I feel like, let me go back. My belief is that I want to offer everything from the beginning because what I'm offering is the way I want it to be. And it's not like, oh, I'm going to start down here at this level and then hopefully get to where I want by passing stretch goals. I'm just going to offer it the way I want it and the way that I would want it as a customer. So that's kind of what we're doing and kind of my thinking behind it. So we're hoping to launch on my birthday, the 23rd of February, and it's probably going to be about 15 days for the Maduro Kickstarter. Super excited about that. And as I mentioned, I'm finishing up the last court card for the Return of the King, Lord of the Rings project, which we're ending this trilogy with some heavy hitting stuff. We got some great stuff that we've been working on and creating for this project, and it is going to be amazing. And like I mentioned earlier, we're hoping to launch that Return of the King Kickstarter in April. So yeah, that's really all of the big announcements that I have. So I'll start answering questions. So if you have any questions, I'll be reading the chat and answering your questions as I can if I've got the answers. Do I know the price for the all-in? I don't know the price yet, but you can think of the standards are 14, the gildeds are 36, the brick box is going to be 14 times 12, and we're going to offer the pricing for the brick box is going to be basically the price of 12 decks, and then we're giving the box itself free. Does that make sense? If that makes sense. So I was going to do like 11 decks. You buy the brick box and you get it the price of 11, but then I had to add the price for the box. So I was like, you buy the 12 decks and you get the box for free. So the brick box will be 14 times 12. The puzzle's going to be kind of our traditional $30, $35 for puzzles. And then the legacies are going to be our traditional. And I want you to know this, even with the addition of the dealer coin inlaid, my hope is to offer the legacies still at our traditional $72 for the legacy decks. And then the dealer coins themselves are going to be around $15. So those are the prices. So the all-in tier is going to be all of that lumped together. And we may have some kind of discount, I'm not sure yet, to entice people and upsell people to get the all-in-one tier. I'm not sure yet, but I don't know what that's going to be. Any updates on Cowpoke Edition? The updates on Cowpoke Edition are the deck's finished. We've got the sticker page finished. I just have to get off my rear end. Well, not get off my rear end because I'm doing stuff all the time. We just have to print the sticker pages and get those sent out. And I'm really sorry that it's taken us this long to do it, but they're finished. They look really cool. We just have to print the sticker pages and get them sent out. And that's going to be something that we tackle in the next week or so, I hope, because I'll be finished with court cards for Lord of the Rings, and I'll have like a kind of a window of a little rest and break time that I can kind of try to get that knocked out. Good questions, though. Just waiting to see if you guys have any other questions. I saw that somebody asked earlier, are there new borders for the new Lord of the Rings decks? Yes. Each deck has had different suit borders, and that is also correct for Return of the King. For the Fellowship of the Rings, the four suit borders dealt with the 4 seasons. In the Two Towers, it dealt with elements: water, wind, fire, and earth, and wind. And then in the Return of the King, the suit borders are dealing with metals in the Lord of the Rings. So you have mithril as the spades, you have like steel or iron, you've got copper, and you've got gold. And so there'll be lots of foil, lots of like filigree work, but they're going to be very metallic and stuff like that. There will not be any early bird tiers. I don't do early bird tiers. I don't think I've ever done early bird tiers. I don't know. I think it's confusing. But, however, even though we're not going to have early bird tiers, we are going to have some Kickstarter exclusive stuff. That was a comment, some feedback that we got in comparison to the Fellowship Kickstarter and the Two Towers, because we did have some Kickstarter exclusive stuff in Fellowship and did it in Two Towers. We are going to have some Kickstarter exclusive stuff in the Return of the King, and it's going to be pretty awesome, actually. How is Varan Videri doing? Well, we got all the backers, we got all the backer kit information and all that stuff finished, and we placed our final order. But the reality is, right now, it's just kind of a waiting game for it to be produced. It's on schedule as we planned. Right now, China is in the Chinese New Year holiday, which takes place from like the first part of February all the way through February. And so it's like really nothing's happening right now in terms of production. That's just the way it is. But they're on schedule. We should be fine. There's, I don't see any reason why we're not going to be delivering those when we originally expected, which I think was like June or July. I can't remember. DEL is not a current thing right now. This is this is my live that we're doing. I still work in the mornings every morning. I just don't do the lives, the DEL lives right at the moment. It doesn't mean I won't in the future. Sorry to ask, but are you working on the 2021 13th deck, or is it something long gone? It's not gone. The 13th deck, I don't know how many times I can say this. The 13th deck is going to happen. When it happens, I have no idea. It could be a decade from now. It could be 3 months from now. But on principle, it's something that will happen because I said it was going to happen and I promised it. And so it will never be something that just goes long gone and just doesn't happen. So, whatever that means. Yep. We got the Maduro coin. I appreciate it. So keep asking your questions. That's good. That's good. If you have a question, please ask it, and I will answer it. My wife has asked me a question. any non-Kickstarter releases this month or next. There's not going to be, well, I think we're releasing, if I'm not mistaken, we are releasing October, November, December's Table Players decks this month from last year. This month. I'm not sure if we're going to have them for next month, but I do have a non-Kickstarter release series of decks we made. There's 5 of them, and we're going to be releasing them throughout the year. But it's the wood block, alphabet block deck series, which is just a fun deck series that I made last year. It's a square deck and a square tuck case that looks like alphabet blocks, and there's 5 different of those, 5 different colors, and we're going to be releasing those throughout the year. So that's one thing. That's one non-Kickstarter deck. Is there going to be an Arthurian puzzle? Yes, there is going to be a Arthurian puzzle. The Arthurian project is one of the decks that I have planned on reawakening, I guess you could say, on Kickstarter this year. And I think with the Arthurian project, I'm going to I've been wanting to do this, and I've had a lot of people that have asked me to do this, but I'm going to try my hand at designing a tarot deck. And it's going to be a based on the Arthurian artwork. So we'll have a new Arthurian standard deck of playing cards. We're going to do a Arthurian tarot deck, and then we're also going to have within that the Arthurian puzzle, which I think I've always thought that an Arthurian jigsaw puzzle would be killer. So that's definitely going to be something that we're planning on doing in that project too. And I'm not sure when that's going to happen, because we also have in the fall, in like September-ish, we are going to be doing our The Hobbit Kickstarter, which is going to be loads of fun. And that's our big project plan for the fall. So it most likely will happen between that. I'm also have scheduled doing our next Legal Tender Kickstarter around like 4th of July. So in the month of July, our next Legal Tender Kickstarter, which is going to be U.S. currency, and it's going to be so with the very first Federal 52, I did old money. It's like from the 1800s. With the Legal Tender, I did like modern money. And with this new Legal Tender, it's going to be even, I guess you could say, even more modern thinking. So, and the idea with this new Legal Tender project is going to be, if the Bureau of Engraving and Printing asked me to design currency, like if we were revamping all U.S. currency, how would I approach it and how would I do it? So it's going to have a lot of more kind of, I don't want to say futuristic because that's kind of a weird word, but it's going to have more modern style, technologically, digital, that kind of stuff. More in line with the way a lot of some of the beautiful modern currencies from different countries have. But it's still going to have things like, Ben Franklin and Lincoln and all that kind of stuff. But then I'm going to also incorporate things like, big points in history, things like the moon landing, world wars, those kind of things, like epic kind of like allegorical, not really allegorical, but like historical moments in history, like that you'd find maybe on the reverse side of currency if we redid them. So, Statue of Liberty, the Freedom Tower, all that kind of cool stuff. So, that's going to be hopefully in July. That would be fun to do Sonny as a sportsman Joker. That would be cool. I like that. Good questions. We might reprint the Federal 52. I hadn't planned on it, but the original Federal 52, that's the deck that started it all. So that's going to be something that I keep alive until I stop designing playing cards. So definitely something we're going to do. Any more questions? I'll wait a few more minutes for any more questions to come through. I'm going to answer my wife's text while y'all are typing in any last questions. Well, if you don't have any questions, then that's good. We got the announcements. Any reprints of older decks? Well, I would kind of put our new Kickstarters in that kind of category. I do want to. I do want to do a reprint of the VHS 1982 somehow, mainly because I want to do a top-loading VCR, box for it. So yeah, for sure. We're working on a generic brick box for sure. So that's definitely going to be something that you most likely see this year. It's a collapsible, foldable, hard structure brick box. So you can definitely be on the lookout for that. Any decks we may see printed with the United States Playing Card Company this year? I don't know. I don't think so. If I print anything with the United States Playing Card Company, it'll just be because I'm reprinting or continuing my, premium bicycle series. So, like, if I end up doing, like, the emerald bicycles, the pearl bicycles, or the olive bicycles, or the black diamond bicycles. But other than that, probably not, just because the printer that I use now, they take care of me, and their customer service is head and shoulders better than everybody else that I've ever worked with. And so, yeah. Real gold gilding. Yeah. But I have been thinking about revisiting and continuing that premium bicycle series. It's definitely gonna be something that I think about after I've finished the Lord of the Rings stuff, because the reality is the Lord of the Rings is for right now, in the past couple of years, the Lord of the Rings has been really the backbone of our business, and so kind of all of my efforts, and it's also just from my own inspiration and focus. I'm way more interested and inspired by the Lord of the Rings than I am just creating a standard bicycle deck. So, we have talked about doing a UV reactant deck, and that has been actually one of the other decks that we're probably going to reprint. which would be the Labyrinth, and doing the maze, doing the maze solution in UV reactive ink. That's something we've talked about. And we also you'll probably see some type of UV reactive ink on the new Legal Tender, because that's something that I've wanted to do with Legal Tender as well, is having like, if you have Ben Franklin, because you have on like Currency, you've got the little watermarks of the portraits or whatever in the little circle. I have been wanting to use the UV reactive ink as kind of like my homage to the watermark. So I've been wanting to do, like, if you got Ben Franklin as the portrait, then in UV, invisible UV, is like a large portrait of Ben Franklin. And that could be like a special edition or a Kickstarter exclusive edition where it has the UV reactive ink. But that's definitely something that we do. Or like even like a signature, even like Ben Franklin's signature on the card in UV, which I think would be really cool. It might be a lot more legible than to try to see his face over the top of the card. So it could be just like their signature or something like that. I think that that's a really good way. I want to have a meaningful way to use it. I just don't want to slap it on there so I can say, hey, we use UV ink, blah, blah, blah. So I definitely want to make sure that I have a meaningful way to use it if I am going to use it. All right. Good questions. Type any more questions that you may have. Excuse me. That would be cool. I like that idea about the Declaration of Independence. Sunny is doing better. Well, she's not necessarily doing better. See, she, about a month ago, she got bit by a tick. What we think happened is she got bit by a tick, got Lyme's disease. And a common occurrence with dogs is they get Lyme's disease, and a side effect of Lyme's disease in dogs is some of their appendages go lame. And so basically the entire left side of her body, her left legs are lame now. She can walk and stuff, but she drags her left legs and stuff like that. It's pretty sad. But we love that dog. She's the best dog we've ever had, but she's not better, but she's kind of leveled off in terms of this is our new normal for her. It seems like that's what's going to happen. So, well, I mean, not much we can do. So, all right. I think that's about it. So, just to recap the news before I leave. February 23rd, we're hoping to launch the Maduro Kickstarter project. Which we're going to have 2 standard editions, 2 gilded editions, 2 legacy editions, a brick box, and a jigsaw puzzle, and 2 dealer coins. So be on the lookout for that. We hope to have the Kickstarter page finished and submitted within the next couple of days. And so once we do that, we'll be able to share a preview link with everybody so you can kind of get an idea of pricing and all that kind of jazz and get an idea of what's going on, what you want to do. We're going to have an all-in-one tier. That's planned for the February 23rd. Yeah. So anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week. And if you got a date tonight, happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. So if you have good Valentine's, hope you guys have a happy Valentine's Day. I will see you guys next week. Thanks a lot for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.